So during fourth, fifth, and sixth period in the foyer of the dining hall, we're going to be selling gear for Task Force Dagger. Task Force Dagger is a really great organization, and I have two former U.S. Army Special Forces Green Berets here behind me to tell you more about it and how it has impacted their lives. So please listen closely.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's at times like this, I wish I would have paid a little bit more attention to my ninth grade speech class. Might make this a little bit easier. My name is Chief Warrant Officer Retired Scott Schrader. I just want to come here. I'm honored just to be able to talk to you, tell you a little bit about what is the Task Force Dagger Foundation. I've got some slides going up, and you can just look at the slides as I'm speaking. I want to thank you for your fundraising, your endeavor to support Task Force Dagger. We really do need your support. Task Force Dagger supports all the special operations throughout our military. So that's Army Green Berets, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, Air Force Special Operations personnel, and Marines. So it's all of your special operations forces in the United States military. Task Force Dagger, you might wonder, where did that name come from? Well, if anybody of you have seen the 12 Strong movie, they were actually part of Task Force Dagger. Task Force Dagger was the name they gave to the troops that went into Afghanistan. So that's how that name came about as it relates to special operations soldiers. Now, the Task Force Dagger Foundation is a great foundation. I myself, I'm approached all the time, and somebody wants to, a foundation wants to take me here, do that, go with them here on this trip. What makes Task Force Dagger Foundation really great is how they include the family. Now, when I was first injured 7 years ago when I lost my legs in Afghanistan, it took me a while to realize that I wasn't injured, but we were injured as a family. And it took a while, but I realized we had to heal as a family too. And Task Force Dagger, they already figured that out. So when they have these trips, they invite the entire family, not just your wife, but maybe you got a basketball team of kids. They're going to bring them all. And give you a good example, when I'm in the hospital, Keith, he's the founder of the foundation, came up to me and says, "Hey, I want to go scuba diving." And I'm laying in the bed. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I can barely walk down the hall. How am I going to go scuba diving? How am I going to get on a boat? He's like, "No, I think you can do this." And he's really smart. And he went and he picks these guys out when you have these injuries that are really change your life. And he wants to show you that you can still do some of the things you used to do. You might have to do them different, but you can still do these things. So he says, "Hey, we're going to go diving." I was like, "Well, all right. Well, let's try to do this." So it came, and I'm worried. I'm learning how to walk on my little legs, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this dive thing. But it meant a lot to my wife and my son, who was about your age. Most of you was in high school at the time when I was injured. So, we go to Key West, and we all went diving together. My wife had never dove before, my son had never dove before, but Task Force Dagger allowed us to do this activity as a family. And it really helped, kind of take some of the stress off and bring us together again. And it was really great. And the Task Force Dagger also does a lot of other things. They do immediate needs. If somebody has a problem, family, they have money, funds that they dedicate to that. And then the next one they do is they call it the Special Operations Forces Health Initiative. Now, this even helps our active duty guys, Navy SEALs, Green Berets, Rangers. And they're coming up with a lot of these alternative therapies for guys with traumatic brain injuries that maybe the hospital, the VA, the Army, they don't recognize yet. So they're on the cutting edge of developing these new technologies, bring them to the forefront so that we can help guys that have a lot of problems. Now, I don't want to take a lot of your time, but just for in the future, we're really glad that you've decided to help out Task Force Dagger. Just remember, and I encourage all of you to, whenever you think about doing a fundraiser, giving to a charity, check them out. Go to the webs. They have searches, let you know how is a charity. A lot of charities give way too much money to administrative overhead costs, things like that. Task Force Dagger is really good. They average in that 7 to 10%, which is great. And I any of you, go to any internet search, any foundation rating, check them out before you give to anybody, all right? I know I don't have a lot of time here, but I want to thank you, and good luck.